Hello everyone, Dragon Kid here, and today in Dragon Friendly Realm, we're going to be working on something cool for this episode, and I think you all are going to enjoy it. Or I hope you do anyway. See, today's episode, we're going to be planning a new project. Well, I wouldn't say planning, but we're going to be working on a new project. How about that? That's a better word. We don't need to look for things for today's chest or today's chest of materials. I really should just put that stuff into another chest right now, but it's perfectly fine where it is. And I actually think we might end up using the shovels at another point. So today we're going to the campfire ring. I seriously love what I did here. I mean, yeah, I have to be sad about the possibility. You don't know how bad this is getting on my nerves. Every single one of them, except for these two right here, line up perfectly. Well, guess I know what we're doing in this episode. Today, to the campfire ring, or in the campground. I'm gonna crash so I don't run to the campfire. We're adding two people because in the last couple of episodes we've been down into the mines and caves looking for diamonds and such, so we didn't really add anybody to the campfire ring. It was really nice. But last time we added you, the viewers. Now we're adding Snifferish and Dan TDM. Dan TDM has been a big inspiration for Minecraft YouTubers and just content creators over the years. The Snifferish is another content creator, a streamer, and a content creator as well. Well, I guess you could technically say they're both the same, but their birthday was just the other day, so I figure I will do a tiny little shout out there. So I need to go into the planning world, or not the planning world, the planning. I probably find some way to use cobbled deep slate in the design. And I'm gonna use some dirt. Yep. Okay. So I'm not sure if I mentioned this early on in the episode or not, but we're going back to the mound, but we're not going to destroy it. What do you mean? So I originally had wanted to level this entire thing to the ground. Pretty self-explanatory there. But I got the idea the other day that I can turn this into a place of interest so I never forget which way the village is or where my house is just by the use of where this is at. And I can kind of use it a little bit better. Obviously, I'm going to probably have to demolish this down so it works better. Don't tell me it's thunderstorming. Please do not tell me it's thunderstorming. Okay, so it just seems to be raining. Good. So originally I had marked this off. So I went to destroy this. Then didn't want to destroy the entire thing. We're not going to. This will serve as a good vantage point. You know, now as I'm keep getting off track So I'm going to kind of talk a little bit of what we are doing today in this episode. So today's episode, we are practically going to, one, make this look like it's, hasn't been destroyed and whatever here, and we are practically going to, besides making this look a little level, we're going to be building a guild hall. Now, guild hall will have like tiny little quests that we can do for the day and stuff of that nature. So yeah, we're practically building a kind of guild hall there. I got the idea, by the way, from a thing I was working on in another world on the Nintendo Switch. So yeah, on the Nintendo Switch, I have Nintendo Switch Minecraft. I have a world that's called. It's practically just a little tiny survival world called Quest for a Dragon Slayer. No, that does practically is ultimately it's I have to do practically two different things. Slay the Ender Dragon and create a quote guild hall. Which is practically a building I get my job request from. But we're practically going to take the idea there and make it different. Not necessarily about what we're going to do. With like the little guild hall-ish thing, but we're practically going to kind of use this as more of a little vantage point and such, because it is right up here where I can see the village perfectly. Well, I can a little bit from here, but what the idea I'm thinking about is we're going to kind of build like a little building. Yeah, we're going to build like a little building that works as a storage house. Similar to Stampy's doghouse and the such. It's basically kind of going to be like that in a way. But I figure I'm going to style it in not really a Stampy fashion, but in like a guild hall fashion. So, on the subject of guilds, we if you want to, you can. What's the sound cutting? It might just me being covering the sound down. Just don't think it's that. So we're basically going to level everything down to this layer here, and we are ultimately going to find a way to drill this out all the way to the house. Not like drill it out, but like put a thing in there, and I already know what we're gonna name our little place. But we can work on the little guild another time. I'm practically going to focus more today on a doghouse or anything of the sort, because right now we can build a guild hall whenever. It is going to be next thing on the agenda, though. One of the things that I want to get done on the agenda, amongst the many things I want to get done on the agenda, but it's practically going to be a idea of which, because like with all this, I'm practically probably going to turn this into a storehouse and a storage area, kind of like a little silo, if that made any sense. No, it's not what I want. That's not what I want. There. So in the original design, and I'm going to change it out for something that I can't just destroy. Sticks. Sure, we'll go with sticks. Actually, I needed that. So it can pile up. So, for those of you... Because, like, the channel kind of started, if we're not counting the Redstone playlist, from a bendy theory on the channel, which, by the way, was probably one of the worst things I've ever made on the channel. But, you know, I thought it was, you know, good at the time. I thought it was good, ultimately it wasn't, and I found that out later, but that's beside the point. We are practically, I keep jumping subjects. I need to stop doing that. But, Bendy's anniversary, 5-year anniversary was yesterday. I will be talking about it in its own separate video. It just won't be coming out today. I kind of have to explain a little bit of the image. And I'll do a Bendy news roundup. Which, by the way, it's been why I haven't been posting Bendy content that much. Well, and it's just, there wasn't really anything to post about like that for like a good long while. So, I'm glad we were finally getting some Bendy news, some Bendy teasers, so that, you know, we kind of know what is going on behind the scenes. That's kind of a beast in the meat of the games. It wasn't like a release date for Bendy and Dark Revival or anything. Okay, so I'm gonna finish this bit up and then I'll continue the conversation. But yeah, but like I said, it wasn't like a release date for Bendy and Dark Revival or anything. But it was a teaser, and like I said, I'm gonna talk about it more in its own separate video. But I definitely do feel like it is video worthy. Especially since, you know, I've played Bendy on the channel. My first video was Bendy related. I feel like it's only fair for me to talk about the new news that came out. As far as other things are concerned, I'm going to put this, gonna empty my pockets a bit. I'm gonna toss the in there. I could have sworn I saw like a stone accent here or something. May have just been in the other chat. But you know, I think I've decided what this is gonna be because I've been jumping back and forth what I want this to be. I definitely feel like a storehouse could be in order, I just don't feel like this would probably be the best time to do one. Because I haven't really got enough materials to really truly seriously consider doing one like that. Kind of a storehouse, and so I ultimately have to kind of. Come on, man. Creepers, dude. And I'm gonna probably look back over the footage and it'll be like right there in my line of sight. Another reason I hate creepers, man. But in more other news, Nintendo just did a direct on Wednesday of this upload, February 9th. And overall, it was a pretty solid direct, if I'm being honest with you. There was a lot more stuff in the direct that, honestly, I'm kind of surprised never came sooner. Now, obviously, this does include direct spoilers, pun intended, but I figure, it'll be at least kind of somewhat useful to talk about the direct a little bit, so it's going to be spoiler based. Now, to be honest, I kind of was a Nintendo kid, so first console was a Nintendo Wii, if that gives you any indication. Enough about that. So we got confirmation that a Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is in fact happening. Actually, I think it might already be in production, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, it might already be in production. But we got a date on that, September 2022, which is December this year. And that was just things that were gonna happen. It's gonna focus more on things that are gonna happen in the first year of the 2022 release year. So a lot of people are assuming that now I did see some people talk about in the chat. This is kind of something I do want to bring up. People were still bringing Smash Talk into everything, which, don't get me wrong, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate was good, but the that last Fighter Pass, that is the last update they'll ever do to it. Well, at least the last DLC. They'll officially stop development on it. It doesn't mean they won't make any updates, but they have officially stopped making DLC for that. So ultimately, I don't want fans to be disappointed, especially at E3, if it's happening digitally this year. I know for sure the physical version, or physical E3 was cancelled, but digital E3 I think might still be going on, and that's when we're most likely going to see any news, if any, on the sequel to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, or not affectionately as Breath of the Wild 2, because we don't have an official title, or we don't to say we don't have an official title wouldn't be right, but to say that we have a title is not right either. Like, yeah, it's going to be that thing where people are just gonna have to kind of wait a little bit and see. So whenever there's a direct, I never try to get my hopes up on that. Though the fans immediately get their hopes up for that. It's just been a trend in the most recent directs. And some of that is content creators' faults. I don't think it's all of the fault of the content creators, but I feel like some of the hype that there's going to be a prediction or like a release date or a trailer is part of the content creators' fault. Because the fans that watch them get excited over something that is potentially never going to happen realistically. Like, you can go, well, yeah, I like to see da-da-da-da. That don't mean it's gonna show up. I'm practically just kind of Nintendo rambling on. I'll finish this bit up here, and then that will be the end of the episode. We kind of talked a little bit about Bendy. Like I said, that's going to come in its own separate video later this week. Or maybe Sunday or Monday, if we are lucky. I would kind of love to see something like a Monday or maybe even a Tuesday video. So, as far as we have gravel, I'm going to toss that out. No, not that. There, cool. But we did kind of talk about it a little. And we did kind of talk about Bendy. That's going to come out in its own separate video this week. And my predictions for Bendy and Dark Revival. I think I did a video similar to it. Or like my top 5 things I want to do and see in Bendy English in Chapter 5. If I'm not mistaken. Or things I would like to see in Chapter 4. If I'm not mistaken there either. But ultimately, it is going to have to. It's going to be there. I will probably add a release. I wouldn't say like a release date, but I'll probably be like a. Here's when I think we're going to expect some news on the game based on how everything's currently rolling. But. And I'll start working on some of that out of episode 2. But for right now, that's going to be the end of the episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye.